We're proud to announce Secular Women Work, a conference by and for activists, is returning to Minneapolis August 24th through the 26th. Do you want to build strong, active communities? To change our laws and our culture? Come join us. This conference is a celebration of the work of female activists who create and run projects and communities in the secular movement. We think there's no better way to honor them than by using their expertise to help us all become better activists. You'll find workshops to build practical skills, panels to broaden the horizons of your activism, and speakers who will entertain and inspire you with lessons from their own work. In between it all, talk with other activists who want to make a difference in the world. Secular Women Work is a joint project of Minnesota atheists and secular women. Find out more at our website, secularwomenwork.org. See you in August.
Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead.
If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. And we are on episode 19.
Yeah, we have no guest this week. Yes, finally. It's just the two of us. We can talk about all of them.
I hate other people so much.
They're the worst. You're like pushing it.
Yeah. I really hate
it.
Everybody else. You know what I really, really hate, though, is when I'm listening to another podcast, because I do listen to some other podcasts, and I'll be like listening to it, and then they launch into this whole Patreon thing, and it's fucking boring. And I'm like, look,
but we're going to do it the right way.
I'm not going to give you money. Just can I skip over this part? Whatever. But But you know what? Fuck it. We have a Patreon, and I made these new levels of support, and I'm proud of them. And I put time into writing these little descriptions on them. So you motherfuckers are going to have to sit through this whole thing. I promise it will be as painless as possible. And that's what we're going to do. So buckle up. So Patreon, if you haven't been, if this is your first time listening, welcome. We love you. You
just said you hate everybody.
Except the one person listening right now who's our new listener. We like them.
Okay, for now.
For now, until you do something to piss me off. Yeah, they will eventually. So Patreon for beginners is a website where you can pay us for this delightful content you get. You don't have to pay. You'll still get the show for free, but you'll get exclusive content that only patrons get, like our Conspiracy Chowder series, which just started last week.
Was it last week or was it the week before?
Who knows? I don't keep track. Yeah, I don't keep. I don't. Dates are like math, and I don't do math, so I don't know. Everything just blurs together.
I mean, you are a woman.
It's true. My lady brain can't handle numbers.
Can't handle it.
So for our first, so you can get in on this operation for as little as $1 a month. And that's only like $12 a year. Is it $10 a year or $12 a year? I
think it depends on if the year is a leap year or not.
Does it depend on which state you're in?
No, it probably does because of
or like the time zone. That makes sense.
Yeah, because then it's drastic.
Right, and in Texas they have extra months. I think.
Yeah, and they're bigger.
Right. So at any rate, it's just $1 a month. That's not very much. You could throw that our way, and then you get all the bonus content, which is great for you. And you get to listen.
One McDonald's Diet Coke. Come on.
It's not.
Although they are
not
better.
A lot to
They're
ask.
Superior. Yeah.
No, they are the drink of Donald J. Trump, and so I will. Not that I ever liked Diet Coke, but
I don't drink Diet Coke. I drink Diet Dr. Pepper because I'm not an animal.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh.
So for all of our Patreon levels, you get early access to every episode. So we typically release these on Friday night for our patrons, but the rest of the peasants don't get to listen until Sunday morning.
Sunday at 10.
When they're at church anyway, so then they have to wait and listen to it.
All your friends are going to be talking about it, and you
Yeah.
won't know what they're talking about.
You're not going to get the inside jokes.
That's
You're not
right.
going to get all the funny references.
You won't get pictures of the dick jars.
No, exactly. You won't see any of Amy's dick pics. So,
sorry.
and now I'm trying to talk about Patreon, and my son is staring at me. No, I don't want any coleslaw.
This is why
Thank
women
you.
can't podcast.
Go. Yeah, he's offering me, like I eat coleslaw. Fuck that. So anyway, we've got all these levels.
Depend on
All
the
of them
coleslaw.
include early access to our episodes. So you can listen 2 days before everybody else. We have levels. $1 is tomato soup, $2 chicken noodle, $3 beef noodle. And these are all monthly. $4 bread bowl, $5 she crab chowder. And then starting at the $10 a month level, that's our lobster bisque level. That is a premier level where not only do you get early access plus the bonus episodes, you will get a personalized soup bowl
That's
that
true.
I, Amy with a Y, will paint your name on for you.
With profanity.
With profanity.
And possibly dicks.
I did draw some dicks on a few bowls the other day.
We're not going to say where they went.
Not saying where they went, but somebody is getting a bowl. In fact, I had to text Amy
Can
a
I
picture.
say what it rhymes with?
If you want to.
Schmory hole?
Something like that. I actually had to text Amy and say, is this the right number of dicks with a picture?
I actually responded, that's a perfect amount. Just the right amount of dicks.
Well, and what's worse, later on I had to go show it to my husband and say, did I draw these dicks right? Because they don't look dickish enough. Like, if
Well,
you're looking at
cartoon
that,
dicks
can you
are
tell?
different.
They're cartoon dicks, but they were still a little too arrow-like. So I found myself Googling dick clip art just to,
Oh my God.
you know, it was a whole
Did you
thing.
watch that Netflix show?
Which one?
I cannot remember the name of it, but it's the one where it's like a true crime, like mockumentary.
Oh, no.
About the
I've
spray
heard
painted
about
dick.
it, but no.
It was so funny because it was
Was
so, it was deadpan. Like,
Was it American Vandal?
that's it.
Yes. I
It was
keep seeing it
completely
on there and I've
serious.
never watched it.
They were
I need to
completely
see that.
serious, straight faced. And, you know, they were taking it like they were treating it like a murder. Like this could ruin his entire
Mm-hmm.
life. His future was at stake. I had to figure out the truth. And it's spray painted dicks. Like
Oh
so,
my God. That's so up my alley.
it was so funny. I watched it with my teenage son because I'm a good mom.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. It was a good one.
So yeah, the point is, if you want, I'll draw dicks on a bowl for you if you give us $10 a month. Or I won't. If you give us $10 a month, you have the option of dicks or no dicks. So
Right.
I think that's a pretty good reward. And then we've got our $20 a month blueberry dessert soup level, where you get
What?
all of the other stuff I just mentioned, the bowl, dick or dick free, up to you. And you also have the option of choosing our show topic once a month. Now,
What?
if we get a whole bunch of these levels, like we'll probably have
Jello
to, again,
wrestle for it.
math. I don't know how that's going to work. Currently, we only have one person at this level. So, Carissa, you're going to get to
Could
pick our
they-
show topic, basically whenever.
Jello wrestle for it.
Yes. Amy will
If there's,
Jello
like-
wrestle you.
No, I'm not gonna. No, they wrestle themselves amongst themselves, and the
well,
one that's victorious gets to pick the topic.
I think that's a great idea, not only because that's funny, but we could record that and release it as bonus content for the other patrons.
Thank you.
So,
And we wouldn't use orange because we're not monsters.
no, we're business geniuses. I'm thinking lime
you.
Jello. It's green.
Lime
it goes
is
with
good. Raspberry's good. Like
We
orange
could
is
mix
disgusting.
them up. Why stick with one?
Ooh.
So anyway, that's my Patreon spiel.
We're onto something. Wear white.
You know, yeah. Wear white. Get ready to Jello wrestle and all that good shit. So anyway, what are we going to talk about this week, Amy? With an
I
eye.
don't remember. No, it was things worth fighting for. Because in this world, it's easy to get caught up in so many issues,
Causes.
causes. There's something to be upset about at every turn, And it can be emotionally exhausting. It can take up your entire bandwidth, and you just can't do it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know about you. I'm the kind of person that intuitively feels like I need to fight every single battle and save the entire world constantly. And
what's the opposite of that?
Lazy? I don't know.
Lazy.
Apathetic.
Apathetic,
yes.
I'm not apathetic, but I just don't have the capacity. Like, it's not that I don't care. I can't.
Yeah, I'm getting better at not caring because I found that it's detrimental to my mental health
really
to care so
detrimental
much.
when you throw yourself into every cause.
It really is. Like everything that comes up, I think, I need to recycle. I need to stop buying on Amazon because they treat their workers badly. I need to boycott anything by the Koch brothers. I need to volunteer at the animal shelter. I need to
be more active in local politics.
Yeah, I need to do everything. I need to
volunteer at Planned Parenthood more often. I need to work at, I really need to donate these things. I need to forward this email. I have to, follow this guy on Twitter. And
right.
It's
I have to make a statement about every social ill happening.
Send these faxes to my congressman. I have to send these faxes to my senator. I have to, a certain number a day. I have to make these phone calls. I have to do. You can't, and then don't eat meat because it's bad, and don't drink almond milk because it's bad, and don't, dairy is bad, and
and don't buy too much, and don't be wasteful. Don't there's just so fucking much, and
it's really, really exhausting, and it becomes almost a competition.
It really does. Who cares the most?
Especially in the local, I'm sure you are in also, like the liberal women groups. It's, I've done this and I do this and I sent my 5 faxes today and I've done this and I've done this. And you're just like, I got up and fed my kids. Like, that's literally, and then you start to feel bad for yourself because you're not.
Yeah, you start to feel guilty. And like, if you just did that one thing, maybe things would get better, but you're not doing it, so you're not active enough.
Yeah, I did my part. I voted for Trump, and I think he's doing a bang-up job.
Well, now that we gave him a chance, we had to give him a chance to.
Exactly.
He's new.
If someone
just need to
lies on their resume and gets the job they're not qualified for, and then nails it, I mean, you got to give them props.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they took a chance, and it worked out. I agree.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I actually... God, maybe a year or so ago, I remember posting a status on my Facebook that just basically said, okay, I have realized finally that I cannot single-handedly save the world. This is a crushing blow to me, but I can't do it. And I'm just going to have to pick 1 or 2 causes that I really care about and focus on those. And I'm going to have to let other people focus on the other issues because I'll lose my goddamn mind if I just keep trying to do everything all the time.
Right.
And so I kind of picked, my 2 things are reproductive justice, that I really, really care about, and healthcare issues. Like, those are the 2 things
those
I can kind
important.
of focus on.
Because I think if everybody picks like 1 or 2 things that they're passionate about, and instead of throwing part of yourself into 20 things, throwing all of yourself into like 2 or 3.
Yes.
Mine are just as important, but you can go ahead.
But yours are nachos and vodka, right?
No, that's just my dinner tonight.
Oh, okay.
No, it's white shoes after Labor Day or before Labor Day. I can't remember which side I'm on, but I remember it's really important and I'm passionate about it and I will fight you to the death over it.
Yeah.
And like tortillas replacing bread.
Okay. Are you
like
for or against?
4.
For tortillas. It's because you're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
That shit would never fly up here in Minnesota. Ever. We need our white bread. We need our Wonder Bread, and it's got to be on everything.
White bread?
White bread, and you have to put it on the table in slices.
Ever purchased white bread.
What?
Ever. No, so my daughter was over at my house today, after school, and she was like, I want a snack. And I was like, okay. She opened up the pantry, and I'm a monster because I don't have like sugary snacks or anything. I'm literally a monster. And she was like, can I have toast? And I was like, yeah, sure. And she pulled it out and she read the bread. I have whole wheat sugar-free bread. And she was like, She made it, and it's delicious toast, actually. It's really...
Actually, that stuff does make the best toast. Don't tell me you put avocado on it. That's what you're about.
I did not, but I offered. And she was like, ew, Mom, no.
It's because she's a normal person.
Yeah, she was like, I just want butter. And she dropped one of them. She made two slices, and she dropped one on the floor. And I was like, throw that one away because I haven't cleaned the floor. And I can't remember when I cleaned the floor.
No, me neither. When there's chunks on the floor, when I start noticing visible chunks of things on the floor, then I think about cleaning it. And then I wait a little while longer. And then eventually when I've got the vacuum out anyway, I'll just take the vacuum hose and just suck up the chunks. And then, you know, occasionally it'll get a mop, but not very often.
I do.
A Swiffer, I should say. I'm not going to mop it. I've got a Swiffer.
Oh, yeah, I have a steam mop.
Nah.
But no, it's when there's tumbleweeds of dog hair and cat hair.
Oh, yeah.
Like rolling through my house, and there's like that Western music playing in the background.
Yeah, that's how you know it's time.
I'm like, you know,
that's nature's way of telling you that it might really, be time to clean.
It's the circle of life, you know. It starts out on their backs, it ends up in the vacuum.
Yep, and then it starts all over again.
Right.
It's very cool. Yeah. So anyway, fighting for things.
So I fight sugar.
You fight bread and shoes. Yeah.
I'm for shoes.
Okay.
I'm pro shoes. That's like
good.
Shoes.
You should be. Oh, and here comes my child who shushed me because he doesn't want people knowing he's in here when you... Shut up. I can't go do... Okay. Go away. Done. Go away. Okay.
I don't exist.
No, you don't. My kids don't exist, FYI. I have a note that says that I'm supposed to go talk to my other son when I'm done here. So clearly he has no idea how long we podcast for, because whatever's going on will probably be taken care of by the time we're done recording.
Most likely.
Yeah. So that's not a cause I'm interested in fighting. So I'll let that one work itself out. Now, we have a local, after the election, I was part of organizing.
It got exhausting right after the election.
Well, and it was one of those things where we had this local group that formed really quickly. It was awesome. You saw all these people join it.
Yeah.
But quickly it became every fucking issue in the world. And
yes. That's what ours did too.
Yeah, and we finally split it off into subgroups. Like, okay, who cares about which issues? And let's do some subgroups. And that worked out really well.
But then there's people like me who don't really have a home in that.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares about the fights that are passionate or that are close to my heart and that I'm passionate about.
And then you're stuck doing it all by yourself. And you ask for volunteers and nobody cares.
Picketing in front of a Payless on, you know, the Tuesday after Labor Day.
And that doesn't have much impact usually.
It really doesn't. Especially since I just slapped a picture of a fetus on my sign.
Yeah. Well, that gets everybody's attention. People love that.
Does it? And a Bible verse about gay people.
Everything's the gay's fault.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
The fashion industry, right?
Pretty much. Or the Jews' fault. That's what I'm finding out. Everything is the Jews' fault. So
I'm still going to blame.
Are you shocked? Are you
straight
speechless?
cis white men and Obama?
That goes without saying. Fucking Obama ruined everything. It's like he got into the White House and he just fucked it all up, and then he just left us in a mess. Like, oh my God. My mom was telling me that you're going to love this. So she was in her shop because she and I are both shop owners of separate shops in town. But she had a customer come in and say something about, you know, totally unrelated to whatever they were discussing, some table she was going to buy or something. But she said, it was an old woman, and she made some comment about Trump, you know, and the way she stated it, my mom was thinking she was anti-Trump. And my mom doesn't get political at work at all. And she just kind of made one of those, oh yeah, you know, kind of agreeing, but not really committing. And then the woman finished up with, I mean, if people would just give him a chance, he's doing the best he can. And I don't understand why people can't just let it. Yeah.
The best he can doesn't work for the president. No. Like the best he can is a toddler coloring on a turtle picture. You know, you're not going to yell at him for going outside the lines because he's doing the best he can. That doesn't count when you're the fucking president of the United States of America.
No.
He's trying.
It does not.
You guys, look. Well,
apparently...
He showed up in pants and everything. Come on.
Apparently this customer was trying to get a discount or something, and
Pass.
My mom was like, yeah, after I heard that, no, I don't think so. I think you can pay full price.
I'm doing the best I can.
I'm just doing the best I can here. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, bitch was implied. Sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah, especially in the Trump era, it's like everything in the world seems so much more urgent. And if you don't divvy up what you're focusing on, you will have a total and complete meltdown. Like I have at least 7 times in the past year.
Right after the election, there was, when the Pantsuit Nation era, where I joined the National Pantsuit Nation, the State Pantsuit Nation, the local Pantsuit Nation, the Austin Pantsuit Nation, which is like, the state capital of Texas. Yeah. Not, just FYI.
Not Minnesota?
Not Minnesota.
Okay.
But, it's like all these different branches, and then the liberal women's groups and the local humanist groups and all these different little subset groups. Right. And then I joined this community politics group, which turned out to just be conservatives trolling trying to pull out all the liberals, and it turned into a shitstorm. Shocker.
Yeah.
And then we had liberals win the local elections by landslides.
Ooh.
But these guys were like super mean and vocal and stuff, and they were so mad, and they demanded to know why, and we were like, because we're here.
Yeah, and we vote.
We live in your community, and we're here, and we vote.
Yep.
So,
surprise. Suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but all these different, I just started getting involved in all these discussions, and, then they started slapping, in response to things, they started slapping "In God We Trust" on cop cars, and so he started fighting against that, and then it was on all local vehicles, and all the government vehicles, like it's on fire trucks and everything.
Yeah,
like, it's on all the trucks, and but that's a fight you can't win. Like the Supreme Court's already ruled on it. It's a non-issue. It doesn't say "In our God we trust" and "In the God we trust." It's "In God we trust." It's ambiguous.
Right.
I hate it. I wish it wasn't there. And I growl at the cars and trucks and stuff every time I see them.
Yeah.
But can't do anything about it. So I bet it was little things like that. And I was like, all I'm doing is making myself known as a problem.
Yeah.
And an instigator and antagonistic. And it's better for me to just be quietly against everything. Just keep voting liberally and just keep, standing my ground on things and fighting the school issues. And if the teacher brings up God, calling that out. And if the principal prays, calling that out, and not fighting every single community battle, because it's exhausting and you just can't.
It really is. Yeah.
You can't. I left all of the political groups except for the local liberal women, and I'm not even active in that one because that got really exhausting because they had so many street walks,
marches
and walking, pounding the pavement, and phone banks, and all of these things. And I couldn't. I can't do it. So
yeah, no, I totally get that. I'm still in. So the group that I'm in was part of the Pantsuit Nation, and kind of broke off into all these.
Same time,
and so we still have the local group on Facebook, but those of us who were organizing it last year kind of decided, you know what, we can't do all of this shit ourselves. And there's a lot of other community groups that have specific focuses. So we have an LGBT group, and we have, an environmental group. And so we basically just took that Facebook page that we had in the organization and turned it into kind of a boosting platform for what other groups in the town are doing. So like
that's good. That's a good idea.
If there's an LGBTQ pride picnic, we will promote that. And if there's a march happening, we'll promote that. But we're just, as an organization, we're not going to be putting on events and doing shit, because frankly, it's a lot of work. And when you ask, people come to it with all these great ideas, like we should do this and we should do that. And then when you say, great, who's going to do that? Oh,
but then it gets to the point where it's like, oh, I, have a full-time job. I have twins. I have, this. I'm in school. I'm, it's no one actually has the time to dedicate that much amount of time for free
You know what kind of annoys me, though, is that there are people, especially in my community, I live in a heavy retiree area. So because it's a vacation area, we have a lot of people that retire from, they've lived in the Twin Cities their whole lives, and then they come here and retire and get a lake home. Nice. And so they're spending their golden years enjoying themselves. And in
Minnesota?
In Minnesota, I know, right?
Really? Okay. Enjoying.
There are people who like it here. I don't understand
throwing that word around.
I don't get it, but they exist.
Are they like snowbirds? Do they leave? Do they go to Scottsdale?
Some do. Yeah, some of them do.
Okay.
But a lot of
when I lived in Arizona, I actually knew people that had homes elsewhere, and they came down during the winter.
We have a lot of snowbirds here.
Okay. That
but
makes sense.
My point is, these people, and a lot of them are very politically active, and they're the only ones that show up when we have a Democrat fundraiser dinner. But then as soon as, and they also have all like, why aren't we doing something about this or that? And then you ask for volunteers and they're all like, oh yeah, no, I play golf this day. And like, you motherfuckers are the ones that really don't have anything going on. Those of us like with kids and careers and jobs, and we could use your help. And you're coming here telling us that as young people, we need to get more active. And yet you literally are just not doing anything but playing golf and painting and writing your poetry. And that's great. You should enjoy your golden years. But if you're this fired up about something, don't just tell us we need to do everything. You can help too. Like, you've got a lot of free time on your hands. It's a minor annoyance of mine, specific to the area that I live in. So
we have a lot of okay, what's the nicest way to say trophy wife? Or trophy wives?
A whore.
No. No, they're not whores.
Decorative arm candy.
So we have a lot of a big majority of them are not obviously Democrat necessarily, but this area is predominantly it's extremely wealthy area community, and there's a lot of women that have free time to dedicate to causes. There's the ladies who lunch kind of society, and there's Rotary clubs, or the women's, what is that, the
League of Women Voters,
all the Mormons are in it. It's like it's basically like the cotillion society or that kind of shit.
Oh, that's weird.
I thought about joining it and, changing it from the inside, but then I looked at the membership and it was all Mormons, and I'm not Mormon anymore. I'm like the apostate. And so I was like, that would be the most miserable place for me to be.
Yeah.
But they do so much good. Like, they really do. It's like I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a society.
Rotary type thing.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a very, it's something you would recognize. It's
okay. Not Rotary.
No, but it's like the women's society.
League of Women Voters.
Not League of Women. It's nothing political. It's more like
Then I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a couple big branches out here, and all these women have time to dedicate into throwing like massive Easter egg hunts for soup kitchens and things like that. Like, why don't they channel this into? I mean, not that that's not a good thing, because it really, really is, but it's my frustration lies in the people that are. So this is like a small group of people, but then there's so many people that fall in the same category of privilege that aren't participating in anything.
Yeah.
And I get it. Trust me, I get it. Yeah. I've been that person. I was the stay-home mom, and, you're just stretched very thin. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm complaining about. I'm just complaining.
I feel like...
I feel like if everybody does a little, then there won't be just the same couple people doing most of it.
Right.
Or so much.
Exactly. Yeah. And
that's what I'm trying to get at. And there's so many people just not doing anything, but they're complaining about everything.
Yes. We have, I know so many people that just they consider politics like a hobby, or it's boring, or I just don't follow politics, so I don't bother. And they, It's important. Like, you don't have to be rabid about it and follow every single thing that's happening. And
or the people that only vote nationally, that doesn't affect you as much.
No, like, you should at least know who your fucking senators are. Or, like, yesterday we had a school referendum where I'm at that had been publicized for ages. And it's a school referendum where they're trying to get money for like a performing arts center to tear down some old schools that are rotting from the inside and that cost more to maintain than they're worth. They want to like build a new elementary school facility, get better computers, just improve. It's a facilities improvement thing. And there are parts of it that I don't necessarily agree with, only because our school district cut back all of our teaching assistants.
Right.
So there used to be more teachers' assistants in the classrooms, and they got rid of them. And, I feel like if I'm going to spend the money as a taxpayer, I'd rather they pay the teachers better salaries and spend the money on staff. But at the same time, this is what the school, we have a new superintendent. They've built this long-range facilities planning thing. And part of it is they want to build a really nice arts auditorium, which we don't have right now. We have a teeny tiny little theater in the high school that's big enough to seat like 5 people. And then we have a really old auditorium in a school that's not even a school anymore, that all the kids who are in, orchestra or anything have to drag their instruments through the snow a couple blocks to this other building. So they want to build a performing arts center. And I think I would rather do that than spend it on yet another new fucking football billboard scoreboard. We spend a lot of time and money on sports here, as I'm sure they do in Texas. I could be wrong, but at any rate, so we had this referendum and it passed overwhelmingly. There were 3 questions and it all passed, and I'm amazed. But there was 37%.
Yeah, I saw
turnout.
that you voted.
I did vote.
37%. That's what pisses me off.
37%. And yet
100% of the people complain about the results.
100% of the people have an opinion. Believe me.
Absolutely.
Either they don't want to pay more goddamn taxes, or
exactly. Or they don't have kids, so they don't care. Yep. It doesn't matter, or whatever. Or, he's doing the best he can. Did you fucking vote?
Nope.
Did you vote? That's and did you vote in the local elections? Did you vote in the
percent? That's not even, and not only that, but they had very widely publicized early voting for this for weeks, and you would hear it nonstop on the radio. If you go to the courthouse, we have early voting for the next, and they would tell you where to go and what time to go. 37 fucking percent of the people in this community showed up to vote. Like,
that's what makes me. I think that's the most maddening thing. And I heard that so much from this election. I had so many Facebook friends. Well, some former, some unfollowed, some muted.
Yeah.
But they were like, this election was just too overwhelming, and I'm proud that I didn't vote. Like,
what?
Why would you be proud that you didn't have your voice heard?
Yeah.
Why would you be proud of that? That's shameful. Actually, if I didn't vote, I would be embarrassed about it. I was not able to vote in the last local election for, there was a city council seat open and state senate seat, their state senate thing. And I wasn't able to vote because the way the early voting was lined up, I was working 2 jobs and I was new to the jobs, and I literally could not get away at the right time to do it.
Right.
In order, to do it. And then, so I didn't, and it kind of fell through the cracks, and then, and I didn't, and I am ashamed that I didn't.
Yeah. And that was,
don't tell anyone I didn't. Okay.
I won't, nobody's listening to this.
But I'm not complaining about the results. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I can't believe
that bitch got onto the city council. What the hell?
Well, I probably would, even if my person won.
Yeah, but you vote most of the time, so you still deserve to bitch about it.
Yeah, it's me and like 4 old guys in the line.
It was a weird freak incident that you weren't able to the last time.
Exactly, because I'm in the middle of Smorsfay and 2 jobs and 3 kids and school, and it's just at that exact moment in time,
right?
I was in like a crippling.
But it's not like that over the course of your entire life. That's one incident. And I mean, there are people that never vote.
You would think so. You would think it wouldn't be in one, like that wouldn't be my existence, but it kind of has been. For that, maybe it's me.
Do we need to send help?
Let's not dig deeper into this.
Let's not do that. This can only end in tears. We don't need to.
We don't need that.
Your psychology.
Yeah, we don't need that.
It's not. No. It's very bad. We don't want to see what kind of.
My mental health is solid. Like, let's just say it's solid.
Let's pretend like it's great and everything's going fine. And yeah.
We're not back from a break. No.
Oh my God. Last night I was legit on my phone Googling bipolar symptoms in children. And
I'm not laughing at you.
My husband was like, I'm like, hey, come here. He's like, what? I'm like, so I didn't want to admit to him that's what I was Googling. But I'm like, what do you think about bipolar disorder? And he's like, in general? What?
Like, am I a fan of it? Am I?
And I'm like, and like for like our younger son, what? He's like, just quit Googling that. No, it's fine. He's a kid. Just stop it. Stop Googling this. Like, I'm just saying, I'm reading through the list of symptoms here, and it's making a lot of sense to me.
That's why it's something that's so hard to diagnose.
I know.
Because it is something that's very similar to just
being basic, really happy and being really sad sometimes.
Just basic human, just
basic
nature
existence.
Well, his life is really hard.
He's 8 and he's the kind of kid that he has always been the world's happiest child. Like, I find it bizarre how an individual, even a child, can be that fucking happy all the time. It's weird to me. Yeah. Like, he just finds joy in the smallest things and laughs, and he's that kind of kid. But then the past few weeks, he's kind of been going through this slump where, like, he'll just get really sad. Like, if he has a bad day,
been so
he'll
hot
just
lately.
cry.
It's probably just the heat.
It probably is.
It's probably just getting to him.
I think this constant fucking snow is ruining this entire family and state and all of my friends and the entire community.
Oh, yeah,
and I can't take it anymore.
Because it was like over 80 today and I was so hot.
Oh my God. The snow is never
I got out to my car and I just ripped off
away.
the top half of my uniform, and there's cameras all over the building. I have tank top underneath. I'm not naked. But I just ripped off the top half of my uniform, like, oh,
yeah.
I can't. I was like, it's so fucking hot. I'm like, if I get fired for stripping in the parking lot, it's worth it.
It would make a great story. Well, I got fired for stripping in the parking lot.
Pay me severance for that, bitches.
They'd probably pay you extra, let's be honest. They'd give you a promotion.
Dude, I need one.
No, it is April 11th, and we're supposed to get snow next week. Fucking more snow. It's fucking April.
I have all my fans on because it's really hot. Oh my God.
I'm covered in a blanket as usual, in my pajamas and bathrobe with the space heater turned off, but I had it running for an hour before we started recording because it's so goddamn cold here. I can't stand it.
I don't even know how hot it is right now.
Such a
I don't know how to tell. I really don't know how to tell. I mean, I could go outside, but
I'm ready to stab some people from this weather. People who don't believe in climate change, come to Minnesota. And it's always been shitty here, but it's never been quite this shitty now. This long into the winter. So
yeah, it's 76 right now. Humidity 38, wind 19. It's basically perfect right now. It's ideal.
Let me check mine, but I'm going to check my What the Forecast app. It's the only one I like.
This weather. It looks like this week ranges from 76 to the low of 60. So it just kind of. It's going to be just like San Francisco temperature all week, basically.
Oh, so according
to what the breezes.
According to What the Forecast, every single cloud in the sky hates your fucking guts. So true.
I would believe that.
Yeah. 41 degrees, which is warm considering how cold it has been.
I would actually believe that as well.
It's 41 degrees, but it feels like 38. Yeah, it was actually warm today compared to what it has been. My fucking hands go numb when I go outside because it's so motherfucking cold, and I hate this state and I hate everything about it.
I don't even
send us Patreon money so I can move to Brazil, please.
Carnival.
I won't take my family with me; they'll have to stay here. But I want to move to Brazil, so that would be awesome.
That gets tricky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so things to fight for.
Oh yeah,
you're going to fight for your right to move to Brazil.
My right to leave my family behind and start a new life in Brazil. I mean, my kid's bipolar.
He's not. I'm sure. He's not. I know bipolar people. I have them in extended family, and it gets wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to name names or anything, but I had this random family member of some sort from somewhere related to someone.
Was this a lizard person?
Probably.
Okay.
But this person was staying with us for about 2 weeks. Because rough times and we were helping out and all that stuff. Because that's what you do for extended family and they need help. And, someone's mom reaches out to someone and then you feel bad and, they call you, thank you. And so you end up with, someone you don't really know in your house. And the second she came into my house, she was fighting. Everything was drama. Everything was fighting. And I already knew that she was unmedicated bipolar. I already knew this. But I was like, well, how bad can it be? I have mental illness. I grew up in a house with people with mental illness. How bad can it be? Oh my fucking God. Like, I picked her up at the airport and it was drama from the instant. They lost her luggage. Everyone was out to get her. So we had to pay to have her luggage delivered to her house because, everything's in it and, she needs all of this. And it was just nonstop drama. And I tried to be super nice the whole time and be supportive and what can I do and what can I help? I got yelled at in the grocery store for buying the wrong kind of celery.
Well, because
I wasn't buying organic.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't buying organic. I was like, because it's exactly the same thing.
Why are you trying to ruin the environment?
It's $2 cheaper to buy the regular things, and it's exactly the fucking same. It's exactly the same. And why is it called organic? Because it's all carbon-based anyway. So it doesn't matter. So I got yelled at, not just, you're buying, you're blah, 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 you're bringing, it yelled at in the produce section of the grocery store. And so I'm just like, oh, okay. And I threw it in the cart and I was like, it's okay. It's the same thing. It's, we're not going to die.
Yeah. That of.
And then little things started happening. Like I couldn't find my measuring cups. And then my husband found them in the top of the cupboard, like shoved all the way in the back. And I'm short.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that was pointed. And then I came home one day and she was like, I folded all the towels. I was like, oh, thank you. And I went to the linen closet and there's nothing in there. They were all underneath the couch cushions in my couch.
Okay.
I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, why? But they were folded, kind of. But And then I opened up the cupboard one day and all of the spices, the labels were torn like little, like, when you get something and you kind of just like peel it in little sections like a water bottle or something?
Yeah.
All of my spices were like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it got to the point where I'm like, I don't entirely, and I don't think this is a bipolar issue in general. I think this is her particular issue because she was unwell and she was untreated and she was probably self-medicating with things that I wasn't aware of. But I was like, I don't feel safe with this person in my house with my children.
Yeah.
So that's real. Like that's,
so it's not just my kid crying at night.
She was in a manic phase she was manic at that time and she was not well. Like it was, you can tell the difference because it was terrifying actually. Like we're not Jerry Springer people.
We are.
No, you know what I mean? But literally there were screaming matches on my front porch while she was on the phone with people.
Oh, God.
Screaming matches. Like, we're not screaming matches people. We're lay low suburbia people.
Yeah, you're boring mediocre white people.
Yes, thank you. I drive a fucking minivan. So
could you be any more boring?
I know. So yeah, that's so like I went to my neighbors and apologized to them after she left. I'm like, we had a random, long, like far family member. I am so sorry. This is not who we are. This does not represent who we are. It will never happen again.
And will you vote for me for Congress?
Oh my God.
I would love to represent.
So Yeah, and I didn't discover like the spices and things until like after the fact.
Oh
and
my god.
My oven mitts were hidden. Little things like
if
that.
I ever come to your house, I'm gonna hide your oven mitts. Just because.
I always forget to use the oven mitts anyway. I end up using just like a hot pad.
You just stick your hands in the oven?
No. I just use a hot pad. Like I have oven mitts that go on my hands, but I use just a hot pad and it always slips a little bit or my hands are damp so it goes through and I'm like, ow, 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 and I throw it on the
And you
on
never
the stove.
learn your lesson, do you?
So far.
Yeah.
But I'm only 24.
Okay.
So
you've got time.
I have time.
Yeah.
To grow and learn and
just be a better person in general.
Just change all of this.
And you need to up your podcasting game too. Let's be honest.
What?
To better. Is there a better setting?
Better than.
Just better.
Better than.
Better than cognitive dissonance? I don't know.
If I talked and drooled in my sleep, I would be better than cognitive dissonance.
It's not hard to be better than cognitive dissonance.
So we have soup shirts. I got my soup shirt.
Oh, yes. We did.
Yeah.
I haven't even tried mine on yet. It's just
I tried mine
there.
on. It's whore tight. It's perfect.
That's what I thought you'd like. Mine is whore tight to the extent that I'm afraid to wash it now because even though it says
I'm a little nervous.
It says 100% pre-shrunk cotton, but I don't believe those motherfuckers for a second.
I like the black and the gray logo looks really good on the black.
Yeah. No, mine's white because I'm the angel in this situation and you're the demon.
It's true.
That's mine will fit me perfectly until I wash it one time, and then I'm going to be super pissed off. But
you just have to lose weight then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. It's going to fit me perfectly, and then I'm going to wash it, and then I'm just going to lose 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And then it'll be perfect.
I took my...
And then he'll love me again. I don't know.
We're not unpacking your baggage tonight, Amy.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to go peel labels in my...
Good idea. I took my older son to his 14-year well child check the other day, and he now officially weighs 10 pounds more than I do.
Wow.
That's just wrong on every level. But he's taller than you, so... Not me, but he's taller than you.
My 2 out of 3 of my kids are taller than me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mine are all bipolar.
So funny. Yeah, I'm sure. My 15-year-old, it's so funny. When he was younger, when he first started getting taller than me, he would get like right in my face and try to posture, like do that, that standing over you and looking down on you thing. Come at me,
bro.
I would just take a step back and just look at him like, are you kidding me? Like people are doing that. They've been doing that to me my entire life. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't affect me or faze me. Yeah. I just take a step back.
Yeah, it's fun when you go to the doctor for the well child checks and you've now got a surly teenager. And so the doctor's asking all these questions like, what are you trying to gauge like their social contact and their emotional well-being? And his answer to everything is, nah. It's
like, why don't I text you the questions and you can answer me later with an emoji?
Yep, that would be perfect.
In a YouTube video that's applicable.
Speaking of YouTube videos, I put a call out on the parenting group we're in on Facebook the other day because I think I've mentioned this before, but my older child keeps like falling into these videos that are like MRA video, not hardcore MRA, but he keeps finding these videos about how like the gender pay gap isn't real. And
is it though?
How white privilege isn't a thing, and just like
are these real?
They kind of are, and then I have to explain them to him,
and then you get angry, and then you have a new cause.
Right? Like I'd prefer it if there was just a really good YouTube channel out there that it could explain all these things to my kid for me, so that A, I don't have to take the time and energy. But B, I feel like he's going to trust something he sees on YouTube more than he's going to trust what I say. So if anybody knows of a good YouTube channel that can combat really bad opinions, because
I wonder if Nicole does. We'll have to ask her.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we had a whole discussion about the gender pay gap the other day because he's like, well, I saw this video and the guy made the point that if they really pay women less, why doesn't everybody just hire women? And so we had to have a long discussion about the gender.
Well, lots of actually, a lot of businesses are, the majority of the lower workers are female.
Well, the good thing was my husband was in on this conversation too and backed up every single thing I said and had his, we were talking about how it's not just like, you take a man and a woman and they're doing the exact same job and the man is making more, although that can happen. It's more that professions that are heavily dominated by women tend to be paid less because that work is valued less. And I mean, he actually will sit and listen and have a conversation about it.
Plus the amount of time that women have to take off career-wise.
Right.
Like I have a 16-year gap in my career. And now I'm, back in the workforce, pretty much fucked at this point in my life. I'm like, okay, I'm 24. I haven't worked for the past 16 years raising children. Don't do the math.
It's all downhill from 24.
Seriously, I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that once you hit 25, it's game over.
It's peak age. You're done now.
I'm at my peak. I'm at my physical, mental,
and emotional
peak.
Sexual, everything.
Super sad.
Yeah.
Wow. Straight across the board. Super sad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a big gap. And then you have to kind of explain to employers, oh, well, I was home with kids. And then even though they legally can't discriminate against you because you're a mom.
They still can.
In the back of their minds, they're still like, she's going to miss days because she has kids.
And she probably doesn't understand computers. And she's,
well, I'm not, I'm filling out those tax forms as, single or whatever, or separated or whatever, filing separately or whatever. So they're like, oh, okay, so not only does she have kids, but she's a single mom. So it all falls on her. And but then there's also this, what I've noticed is there's this desperation that they pick up on. And so I go in asking for, this is the number I need to survive. And they offer me, oh yeah, we'll totally offer you that, but we can only give you 20 hours a week. So actually we'll give you that minus, times 0.5.
Go capitalism.
So.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I've noticed is people are like, oh yeah, we can totally do that. Are you okay with working part-time?
Well, companies love part-time now because they don't have to give you any benefits.
Right. I mean, I have to say yes because I have to make, I like lights and water and food and stuff. But I really, in the back of my mind, I'm screaming because I need what I ask for.
Have you tried?
But I don't have the luxury of pitting people against each other or, waiting it out or
foraging for berries?
Or anything like that.
Have you tried foraging for berries or hunting for zebras?
We don't have zebras in Texas except at wildlife preserves.
I thought they were native.
I'm pretty sure we have dinosaurs.
Okay. Yeah, you need to start hunting dinosaurs and foraging for berries. If you meet Yogi Bear, I think he can give you some tips on it. Because then you won't have to worry about buying food.
Does he actually talk?
Yogi Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that a myth? Because I know he's real.
He's real. No, he and
Smokey are brothers. I know this. This is
talks.
Just things that I know.
Yeah.
But does he actually talk?
He does. He doesn't wear pants though. So watch out for that.
Neither do I.
Yeah. Well, then it'll be a good fit. It'll be a friendship made in heaven. Just like ours. Hashtag blessed.
Thoughts and prayers.
Oh, so anything else? Just sticking in your craw this week? I don't.
Well, yeah, I just have a general rage, but that's just the normal.
You always have general rage.
General rage. I do.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
It's a good avatar name for you. General rage. Yeah.
People are like, how are you doing? I'm like, do you really want me to answer that?
Yeah. Let's cut through the pleasantries here.
So today I walked into work and it was really funny. They're discovering I'm an asshole at my new job.
Uh-oh.
And, but I'm delightful.
A delightful
so
bitch, yeah.
Right. So I walk in and I'm part-time, so everybody else has been there for hours. And I walk in and the first lady I saw was, she said something and I said something back and she was in a mood. Mm-hmm. And there's a fountain in the lobby. And she was like, I'm going to drown you in the fountain. And so I just looked at the other lady that was behind her. I'm like, get your phone out. She's about to become a YouTube sensation. And she was like, what the? She was like, that's your response to me threatening to drown you? I'm like, what else am I supposed to say? Please don't. Like, what am I supposed to say to that?
I don't want to be drowned. Please don't.
Yeah. The rest of the day, she was like, I don't know what to do with you. I'm like, yeah, you do. Drown me in the fountain. You already told me.
Oh, my God. We're so delightful.
I didn't report workplace hostility either.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of delightful bitches.
We have our Etsy.
Yeah, for people who aren't... I get in my head I get in my head that everybody who listens to this show is like on our Facebook page or following us on Instagram and so knows all this shit, but I'm realizing that's not the case.
Yeah, we have so many more listeners than we do.
Yeah.
Patrons, first of all.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Patreon.
And, patronizing.
Please patronize us. Oh, and another thing, we need feedback. Like, we thrive on people telling us how wonderful we are.
Send emails.
We need lots
of emails.
We need a lot of validation for our self-esteem.
And, you know, Amy doesn't talk about this. She doesn't brag about this, but she actually can read wingding.
I can.
And emojis.
I'm really good at it. So
if you just type it out in wingdings and emojis.
I took that in high school. Those were my second languages. Second and third languages.
Your language credit was wingdings and emojis.
Because there were totally emojis when I was in high school because I'm so young.
Yeah, you're a millennial.
Exactly.
Totes.
So I can
Totes
read that.
goats.
Actually, my brother one time he writes screenplays as his kind of side hobby. Really good ones, though. He actually writes very good screenplays. But he sent one to some competition years and years ago, and he sent the whole thing in wingdings to get their attention. And it worked because they wrote about it, and they unscrambled it from the wingdings. Or no, he didn't send the screenplay. I'm getting this story wrong. He didn't send the whole screenplay in wingdings. He
doesn't listen anyway. It doesn't matter.
No, he doesn't. It doesn't. I'm going to tell the story however I want because he's not going to be able to correct me because he doesn't fucking listen.
And then he wrestled a bear, and he won, bitches.
No, apparently he sent them a tomato soup recipe in wingding font. So they had to like unwingding it to figure out what was there in wingding, and it was a soup recipe, and they thought that was funny, so they wrote about his screenplay. Hey, marketing, it's in the blood. Except apparently my fucking brother doesn't. That's another thing. If you're not following our Facebook page, you wouldn't know that if you become a patron for as little as $1 a month, you can listen to an interview with me and my brother.
Of coffee a month.
You can save one middle-class white woman with only $1 a month. Think about that.
But just one of us.
Just one of us. You can't have us both.
The other one eats the other one.
Exactly. Survival of the fittest.
And if you become a high enough paying Patreon, you get to choose which one does what.
Yes. We'll totally fight on camera for you. We don't care.
Dirty.
We'll do pretty much
I'll do
anything for money at this point. We're basically professional beggars. I'm fine with that.
I am Christian tomorrow.
I don't have dignity. I don't care. I draw dicks on things. Come on.
Rhymes with schmigdity.
I don't know. I
might have vodka tonight.
I'm Christian for the right price.
I don't go into work until 2 tomorrow, so I'm going to sleep it
Bitch. I have to work 10 to 6. Tomorrow's my late night at work because I stay open late.
I'm only part-time, so I work 2 to 6.
Well, I stay open late one night a week for the people who can't make it to my shop by 4 or come on Saturdays for some fucking reason. So I had this big plan where, okay, I'll stay open late one night a week. So that gives people time to come in after work. Guess how many people have shown up between the hours of 4 and 6 on Thursday nights to my shop?
0.
One time. And it was a friend of mine. So why do I keep doing it? Nobody fucking shows up. People don't appreciate me and my hard work.
The last person leaves my office and I lock the door behind them at 5:30.
Yeah.
Between 5:20 and 5:30. I am alone in the office for 30 to 40 minutes.
So basically what you're saying is these people have time from the time they leave work to drive to my shop in Minnesota and catch me before I close at 6.
No, I'm saying it's pointless for me to stay an extra 30 to 40 minutes because there's nothing for me to do.
That is really dumb. But
it's so dumb.
At least
I'm starting making phone calls.
you, right? I mean,
It's the amount of money I make.
Yeah. What we could do is start doing live casts between 5:30 and 6 while you're at work.
Yeah.
And that could be like bonus Patreon content.
Yeah,
Just
so
see
I can get paid double.
See if Amy gets caught podcasting at work.
The boss likes to tell people, she has cameras everywhere, you can see them. But she likes to tell people, I have microphones. I can hear all your conversations. I can hear everything going on.
That's not creepy.
And, maybe she does. I don't know. Do you know how incredibly boring it would be to listen to office chatter 24/7?
About as boring as listening to this podcast.
No, but seriously, it's the entire office is women too. It's all women.
Yeah.
So do you have any idea how incredibly boring? Like today we had a whole conversation about Kardashians.
That sounds wonderful.
But super boring if that's all she listens. And she's not even involved in the conversation, just listening to inane prattle and random things like, hey, can you call so-and-so back? And let me transfer this over and let me send this over to payroll or whatever. Like, are you freaking kidding me? That's boring.
I feel like our entire podcast is inane prattle and work conversations.
Changing our names to inane
prattle. That's a really good name. We're gonna have to fight over who gets to keep that one.
That's my porn name.
Inane prattle.
Just keep talking until someone shoves something. Nope, not gonna go there. Okay,
don't. Oh, you're so dirty.
I'm
such a
sorry.
dirty whore. God. We're trying to keep this classy. There are people who are just listening for the first time right now, and they're discovering that you are disgusting, and they're not going to listen anymore.
Disgusting human. I should be ashamed.
And should just stop. Just stop.
Okay. If you give me enough money, I'll stop.
Oh, that could be our Patreon goal. If we make enough money, we'll stop doing the podcast. We will stop this podcast if you give us enough money to live for the rest of our life.
Belize or Bolivia or where was it?
Brazil.
I knew it was a B.
I don't think they have electricity in Brazil. I could be wrong. I don't know. Do they? I have no idea. It's in South America. They don't have electricity there, right?
Is it in South America or Central America?
I don't know.
Because you're racist.
What's Central America? I have no idea. All I know about is America.
Is it in America or America?
I don't think it's in real America, that's for sure.
All right, I'm going to read this.
I'm tired. Can you tell I'm tired?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to read the outro.
Okay.
Right.
Good episode.
And it was. We made some solid fighting points.
We actually did. We
proposed Jell-O.
We stayed on topic, kind of, but not really. Okay, Go ahead.
All right. And that's all we've got for now. Thanks to our fabulous listeners who put up with us droning on week after week. If you enjoy our delightful bitchcraft, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and send us all your monies on Patreon. You can find us on these those platforms
Amy,
by using the Google machine.
Slow down. Slow down.
That was slow. This week, your donations will go to Jell-O. If you want to tell the world how awful this episode was, join our super secret soup.
Oh, you're getting so good at this.
If you want to tell us to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com. Please rate and review us on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help us spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of the lovely Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone. Beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.